Good morning, student. Last class we discussed what is kinematics and what is static and what is dynamics. Kinematic means we have to follow here motions of the object without considering its cause of motion. Clear? And we already discussed different types of motion. That means circular motion, rotational motion, vibrational motion, one-dimensional motion, two-dimensional motion, and three-dimensional motion. Clear? And also it distinguish between what is inertial frame of reference and what is non-inertial frame of reference. Inertial frame of reference means if a frame of reference which either rest condition or this frame of reference which is moving with constant speed, that reference is known as inertial. Non-inertial where acceleration cannot be equal to 0. Clear? And in inertial frame of reference, Newton's first law of motion is valid, but non-inertial frame of reference where Newton's first law of motion not valid. Clear? Now let us start. What is motion's parameter? Clear? Motion's parameter means what are the parameters needed to describe a motion of an object. So first we will discuss here motion's parameter. Motion's parameter. So first we will discuss here what is distance. Distance, and second thing, what is displacement. Displacement. Clear? Okay. So we already know distance and displacement means distance is scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Clear? So distance means suppose there is point A and another one point which is B. Clear? And this is known as initial point and point B which this is final point. Suppose when a body which moving from point A to point B, there is many way to move. So suppose if we choose a path from A to B like this is the path where a body or object which moving from A point to point B like this. Or you can say this is the actual path traveled by body from A to point B. And there is another one path also. If we join A to B with a straight line like this. Clear? And there is another one path you can draw. So you can draw infinite number of paths which joining from point A to point B. Then question arises here. So what is displacement and what is distance? So displacement means it is the shortest distance between 2 points, means initial point to final point, and displacement is vector quantity. We need both magnitude and direction. So what is direction? Direction always starts, suppose body which moving from point A to point B, then we have to use here one arrowhead which indicate that this is the direction of A to B. So displacement means it is the shortest distance between 2 point A and B, and distance means the actual path traveled by body. Suppose body travel this direction. When a car, suppose this is car which traveling this direction A to B and reach at this point. Clear? Okay, this is actual path traveled by body like this. Actual path. Clear? So distance means it is actual path travel by the object or body during its motion is known as distance. Clear? But what is distance? So displacement, this is actual path A to B, but we have to join a line, that straight line, and which is shortest path you can say. So it is the shortest distance between 2 points, or you can say shortest distance between initial and final point and directed from initial to final point. This is known as displacement. Okay, so to actual path is known as distance, but shortest path is known as displacement. So distance is a scalar quantity, but here displacement is a vector quantity. Why? It depends on both magnitude and direction. Clear? And again you can take its unit. The distance is meter, or you can write simply SI unit of distance, that is meter, or simply you can write m. But here also unit SI unit of displacement is also meter, or you can write a dimension. So dimensional formula for distance m0, l1, t0, only length vary here. So in this case also, and you can write dimension of displacement, that is m0, l1, t0. Clear? This is known as distance and this is displacement. Okay, so if you compare distance and displacement, suppose if you take one straight line motion, straight line motion. So in case of straight line motion means, suppose this is two-dimensional figure, x-axis and here y-axis. When a object which moving along x-axis means only one coordinate changes after passing time, that means this is the straight line distance. So in this case, this is initial point, suppose A, and here this is final point B. So here actual path means A to B, this direction actual path. And what is shortest path? And shortest path between 2 points also this. Why? Because shortest path means we have to draw a straight line from initial to final point. So in this case, the magnitude of A to B for distance, which is equal to displacement. So in straight line motion, can we write distance equal to displacement? Can we write? For straight line motion, distance can be right equal to displacement. Is it true or false? Tell me. This is false. Why? Because displacement is a vector quantity, but distance is here scalar quantity. So we cannot compare with a vector with one scalar. Then if you want to write, then you can write, this is wrong. So what will be the right statement? You can write distance equal to, here that is displacement for straight line motion. That means we have to use here one magnitude. Clear? So the magnitude of displacement for a straight line motion, which is equal to distance. Clear? Actual path traveled by body, which is equal to magnitude of their displacement. Why? If we use here magnitude, then direction neglect, means only magnitude which is equal to magnitude. Clear? This is most important case. Next, suppose I am telling, when there is a body which moving in a circular path like this, circular motion, and in this motion, suppose this is initial point A, where body start this direction, and again after certain interval time it complete one circular motion and reach at that point. So suppose this radius r, then question arise here, find total distance and find total displacement by the body during its motion. So in this case, this is initial point and particle start from point A and reach point A after complete one revolution, you can say, or complete one circular motion. So it covered distance, means this is known as circumference of the circle. So it covered total distance, you can write 2 pi r. This is total distance. But what is displacement? displacement always the shortest distance between 2 points, initial point to final point, and where initial and final point coincide each other, so at that time displacement is 0. Clear? So these are the difference between displacement and distance. Clear? Or okay, another one question you can write. Suppose when a particle moving circular path like this, and its radius, suppose I am taking a radius r, this radius r, and it complete like this. Clear? Suppose this point A and this point B, starting from point A and reach this point B, and this is also radius, and this angle is 90 degree. This is one circular path. So in this case, write distance and displacement. What is distance here? Because first we already know this distance. How much? This is known as 90 degree, and here we can write that is pi by 2 radian. Clear? Okay. For total, and this is known as arc, you can say this is x. So how can you find this x? Angle theta, which is equal to arc upon radius. Arc upon here radius. So arc is your x upon radius, that is r. So theta is here, that is pi by 2. Clear? So in this case, what will be arc? So x equal to, x can be write that is pi r by 2, means this distance. But we have to find distance from A to B. So distance from point A to point B means actual distance travelled by body during its motion, which is equal to 2 pi r for one complete revolution or one complete circle, which is 2 pi r minus here pi r by 2. Clear? It is pi r by 2. So if you solve this relation, then we will get that is 2 pi, or if you take common here, that is pi r, then 2 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 2 to the 4, 3 by 2. So 3 pi r by 2. This is known as distance. But what is displacement here? So in this case, displacement means it is the shortest distance between initial and final point. This is circle. But what is shortest distance? First we have to draw a straight line, and this straight line from this point A to this point B is known as displacement. But here this is radius and this is angle 90. So according to Pythagoras theorem, you can write here displacement. So displacement equal to this distance, suppose h. So I am writing here h. So h equal to how much? R square plus R square. So R square plus R square under root, that is 2r square under root, and answer will be root 2 into r. This is the difference between distance and displacement. Clear? Okay. So now let's start. Speed of a body. Speed. So what is speed? Speed means it is the distance travelled by time. It is the distance travelled by body within a certain interval of time is known as speed. Or the mathematical formula you can write speed equal to distance covered by body within certain interval of time, or you can write total time. So this is known as speed. Clear? Okay. So speed equal to distance by time. Simply you have to remember here, that is distance upon time is known as speed. But here if I want to write, if distance is a scalar quantity and time also scalar quantity, then speed is also a scalar. So speed is a scalar physical quantity, or speed is a scalar quantity, and its SI unit you can write. What is SI unit? Distance by time means meter per second, and if I want to write CGS unit, then centimeter per second, and its dimension you can write. What is dimension? Centimeter means meter per second. Meter is length, so you can write L1 T1 means here M0 L1 T minus 1 is the dimensional formula of speed. Clear? Okay. So if you want to find the average distance, then here question arises, distance and displacement. So distance never be negative. You have to remember one thing. Distance never be negative. Never be negative means distance may be positive. Distance may be positive or you can write 0. But in case of displacement, because displacement depends on direction. So displacement can be negative, positive and 0. Clear? So these are another two difference between distance and displacement. Okay. If distance never be negative, then speed never be negative. Why? Because speed always depends on your distance. So speed never be negative means it may be positive or you can write or 0. Clear? So this is known as the displacement. Next we will start what is average distance. So average distance means when there is two type of motion, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So what is uniform and what is non-uniform? Clear? Okay, for uniform motion, so in this case when a body travels certain distance with certain interval of time, suppose there is total distance s, and when a body cover half of the distance means s by 2 distance, half of the distance, suppose it will take 5 minutes or 5 seconds. To cover half of the distance means A to B, it will take 5 seconds, and then rest half of the distance S by 2 or B to C, if it take 5 seconds. So this is known as uniform speed. Equal distance cover with equal time interval. Clear? This is known as uniform speed. But when we discuss about average speed or variable speed, so what is variable speed? Variable speed means a body covers unequal distance with equal time interval or equal distance with unequal time interval. That type of motion is known as variable motion or variable speed. Means suppose this distance s1, when a car cover s1 distance, suppose with time t1, and next s1 s2 distance with another time you can take t2, or you can write another one format here. Suppose this total distance is and half of the distance with time t1 and rest half of the distance with cover time t2. Clear? So this is known as here equal distance cover with unequal time interval. That type of motion is known as variable speed. Clear? Why? Or another one format you can write equal time interval means time t or time t1 and here time t1, but distance may be different. Suppose this distance s and this distance s by 2. This is known as variable speed. So what is variable speed? When a body cover equal distance with unequal time, or here equal time period with the equal time period with unequal distance. This is known as variable speed. Clear? So for variable speed we have to calculate average variable speed, which is important case. So find average speed. Average speed. Average speed means total distance cover, total distance cover divided by total time taken. Total time taken is known as average speed. Suppose for one dimensional motion, this is x axis and y axis. When suppose time t1, the particle at a distance, suppose this distance x1 from origin. This is origin. Clear? What is origin? Origin means where we have to measure all the distance that point, and where coordinate system is 0, 0. Clear? When time t1, the particle at a distance x1 from origin, after certain interval time, or you can say after time t2, the particle which is at a distance x2 from origin. So this case we have to find total distance covered by total time taken. Means we have to find, suppose this point A and this point B. We have to find average speed between point A and point B. So in this case, total distance cover. What is total distance? This distance. So how can we find this distance? So first we have to find this distance minus this distance equal to this distance. So total distance cover, which is equal to here final distance minus initial distance. So x2 minus x1 and total time taken. This is x2 minus x1 total time. This is final time. This is initial time. So total time taken you can write here t2 minus t1, or simply you can write this is known as total distance cover, or you can write here that is delta x, means final distance minus initial. This is total distance delta x divided by total time taken, you can write here delta t. Clear? So this is known as average speed. So our average speed, this is scalar quantity. Simply you can write V average. V average equal to, so average speed equal to delta x by delta t. Clear? Or simply you can write V average equal to delta x by delta t. Clear? Okay, this is known as average speed formula. So if we discuss different cases regarding average speed, suppose I am taking here case number 1. Suppose a particle, if a body covers unequal distance with different speed, find average speed of the body. If a body covers unequal distance with different speed, then find average speed of the body. That means suppose I am taking this distance. Suppose if a body covers unequal distance, suppose this distance s1 and with different speed, to suppose body cover unequal distance, so this is distance s1 with speed v1 and another one distance s2 with speed v2. Clear? So in this case, this is starting point, this starting point of the car, and this is the last point of the car. So in this case, this point to this point means point A to point B, we have to calculate average speed. So how can we calculate average speed in this case? First we have to find what is total distance here. So first if you find that is total distance means, okay, first total distance you can write here s1 plus s2. This is total distance between A to B. So total distance equal to s1 plus s2 divided by total time taken. Suppose total time taken t1 plus t2, or we can write here total time taken here t1 and this time which is equal to t2. But here t1 and t2 which is unknown quantity. First we have to convert this unknown quantity into known quantity, but here given speed of the body to different speed of the body. So first we have to convert time in terms of speed. So we already know speed means v equal to displacement upon time. So displacement is here, or time equal to, right, that is time equal to displacement upon velocity. So t1 can be right, t1 time can be right, distance is here s1. So distance s1 by velocity speed equal to here v1. So this is known as t1. Similarly, T2 equal to, we can write here S2 by V2. Clear? So if we use this relation here, then we can write S1 plus S2 divided by T1 plus T2, and T1 is your S1 by V1, that is S1 by V1 plus S2 by V2. This is final answer, or this is known as average speed of a body. Clear? So if we take this case, if a body covers equal distance with unequal interval of time, or if we write here, if S1 equal to S2 means body covers equal distance, S1 equal to S2 means equal distance. So in this case, body cover this distance S with another distance S, but speed different, but different speed. So this expression can be write here, that is V average equal to, or average speed equal to total distance S1 plus S2. So S1 plus S2, which is S1 plus S2 equal to S. So you can write S plus S means 2S divided by S1 by V, S1 equal to S. So S by V1 plus S by V2 equal to 2S by, if we take LCM V1, V2, or in a common S, first we have to take common S, means 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2, S cancel, then 2 into, if we take LCM V1, V2, then V1, V2 divided by, that is V2 plus V1, or we can write here V1, V2 divided by V1 plus V2. Clear? So this is expression how to calculate average speed of a car by using this concept. Clear? Okay. So if we take one example here, suppose a car which cover half of the distance, or a car which cover 2/3 of the total distance. A car covers 2/3 of the total distance with speed V1 and rest distance with speed V2. Find average speed of the car. Clear? So how can we find average speed? Means according to question, 2/3 of the total distance. Suppose this is total distance S, and according to question, 2/3 of the total distance means 2 by 3S cover with speed V1, and rest distance, rest equal to S minus 2S by 3. So how much? That is 3S minus 2S by 3 equal to 1 by 3 into S. Then rest distance will be 1 by 3 into S, and it will cover with another one speed V2. So we have to find average speed here. So V average equal to total distance, and total distance is here S divided by total time taken. Suppose time taken here T1 and time taken here, that is T2. We can write here T1 plus T2. Okay, keep in mind T1 and T2 here two variable, here unknown quantity. So first we have to convert this T1 and T2 in terms of known quantity. So we can write here T1 equal to, that is S1 by V1, and S1 is here, this is S1, 2S by 3 divided by V1, and V1 is here V1. Clear? This is known as S1, T1, or you can write 2S by 3 V1 is known as T1. Similarly T2 equal to S2 by V2, but this is S2. So here S by 3 divided by V2, that is T2 equal to S by 3 V2. Clear? So time which converted in terms of S and V means given physical relation. So in this case we have to find average speed. So V average speed equal total distance is your S. So s by total time taken, here total time t1 plus t2, t1 equal to 2s, 2s by 3v1 plus s by 3v2, and you can write s by ss cancel, common you can take here, that is 2 by 3v1 plus 1 by 3v2, ss cancel, and the remaining part we can write here, that is 2 by 3v1 plus 1 by 3v2, or you can take common here 1 by, that is 3v1, so 3v1 v2, which equal 3v1 cancel, and v2 means here 2v2 plus 3v2 cancel, 3v2 cancel, v1, so you can write v1 is here. Then the final answer, that is 3v1 v2 divided by v1 plus 2v2. This is known as average speed. Clear? So in this case, in this way, you can calculate average speed of a car or average speed of a body. Clear? Okay. So suppose next case number 2, when a particle covers unequal distance s2 with time interval t1 and t2. So in this case we can calculate average speed equal to total distance is here s1 plus s2 divided by t1 plus t2, means here t1 plus t2. This is average speed. If question given that if t1 equal to t2 equal to t, different distance travel but time interval are equal, so in this case average speed will be average equal to total distance is your s1 plus s2 divided by, here t1 equal, so you can write t plus t, that is s1 plus s2 by tt, that is 2t. This is known as average speed. Clear? Or you can write this question, if s1 equal to s2 equal to s, but time taken t1 and time taken t2. Clear? So in this case, here this distance s and s1 equal to s2 equal to s, this distance also s, but time is here t1 and t2. So in this case average speed you can write a average equal to total distance is here s1 plus s2, this relation, this is general relation, so total distance s1 plus s2, ss is equal, so you can write 2s divided by total time t1 and t2, this is different time, so here we can write that is t1 plus t2. So these are different formula you can calculate average speed of a body. Clear? Okay. So if we take case number 3, suppose if a particle cover, if a car covers with certain distance, cover with v1 speed, certain distance, if a car covers certain distance with speed v1 and with speed v1 and time t1 and another distance with speed v1 and time t2, find average speed of the car. So according to this definition you can write, suppose this is distance, and here according to this question a car covers certain distance, means this distance with speed v1 and time, that is t1, and time is here t1, and another certain distance with speed v2 and it take time, that is t2. So in this case we have to find average speed. So average speed equal to v average equal to total distance divided by here, that is total time taken. So total distance is here, but distance is not given here. Suppose this distance I am taking here s1 and this distance I am taking here s2, but we already know that displace or speed equal to distance by time, but we have to find distance is here because distance is unknown quantity. So first we have to convert here, that is total distance is your S1 S2, S1 plus S2 divided by total time. How much? That is T1 plus T2. But S1 S2 is your to unknown physical quantity. So first we have to convert that unknown to known physical quantity. But given V and T means speed and time given. So you can write here, that is S equal to V into T. So S equal to Vt means V. So you can write S1 equal to V1 into time T1. Similarly, S2 equal to V2 into time T2. So if you use this relation here, we can write S1 equal to how much? That is V1 T1 plus V2 T2 divided by time is here, that is T1 plus T2. So this is another one formula to calculate average speed. Clear? If you change this question, suppose a particle cover certain distance with speed V1 and time T, and another certain distance with speed V2 and same time interval T. Then in this case find average speed. So here V average or average speed can be right, that is total distance. Suppose this distance I am taking here S1 and this distance I am taking here S2. So S1 plus S2 equal to total time, here T plus T. So T plus T equal to, but what is S? S is your unknown quantity. So first we have to convert S1 means this is unknown quantity to known quantity. So S1 can be right, S1 equal to V1 into T, V1 into T, and S2 equal to, that is V2 into T. Why? Because T is here constant. So if we use this relation here, we can write, that is V1T plus V2T divided by here, that is time Tt. So you can write here T plus and the rest here, that is T. So you can write Tt common. So T means here V1 plus V2 divided by total time is here 2T and Tt cancel. So average speed in this case, average speed equal to V1 plus V2 divided by 2. Clear? So these are the formula regarding average speed, how to calculate average speed of a car. So next come to what is instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed. So what is average speed? Average speed means total distance travel by total time taken. Suppose there is 2 points, this point A and this point is B. Clear? And here total distance, suppose this is total distance here, total distance by total time. Total distance is here delta x and total time here, that is delta t. Clear? Okay, this is known as average speed. But in case of instantaneous speed means the speed of a car or the speed of a body at a particular instant of time is known as instantaneous speed. So how can we find instantaneous speed at a particular instant of time? Suppose here at time 10 AM when a car starting from this point A and reach at this point, how much? Suppose 11 AM. 11 o'clock, here 10 AM. 10 o'clock. Clear? And it will take how much distance time? It will take 1 hour. 1 hour to complete this distance. Clear? And suppose this distance I am taking, total distance here I am taking, that is 50 kilometer. 50 kilometer. So in this case, average speed V average equal to delta x by delta t, total distance by total time. Total distance is here 50 divided by total time, how much? That is 50 kilometer. 50 kilometer divided by 1 hour, that is average speed equal to 50 kilometer per hour. This is known as average speed. Clear? Okay. So if we decrease this distance, suppose I am decreasing this distance, decrease like this and come to this point. Suppose this distance is now very small, or if we take this distance, suppose 10 kilometer, then at that time also decrease. Suppose this time interval, for small time interval, which is equal to, suppose this is I am writing here 30 kilometer and here time, that is 1/2 hour. Clear? So this interval C to D, if you find average speed C to D here, then delta x by delta t equal to how much? So in this case will be, that is 30 kilometer. So 30 kilometer per time is here 1 by 2 hour. That means 60 kilometer per hour. This is known as average speed. So if we decrease this distance, decrease and very close to this distance, means this distance is very close, nearly equal to 0 but not 0. When this delta x tends to 0, delta x tends to 0, not equal to 0, tends to 0, at that time the time here, and or we can say when this delta t, suppose this delta t, the time interval between these 2 points, very small time delta t, when delta t approaches to 0, at that time the average speed, this is average speed, changes to instantaneous. How much? We can write here, when delta t tends to 0, at that time we can write average speed, that is delta x by delta t, and we have to use limit here, delta t tends to 0, not equal to 0. So in this case we can write v instant, means v instantaneous or instantaneous speed, and that speed can be write, that is dx upon dt. This is known as instantaneous speed. The time rate of change of displacement is known as instantaneous speed. So v instant can be write, that is dx upon dt. Clear? So instantaneous speed means it is the speed of a body at a particular instant of time is known as instantaneous speed. Clear? So if someone asks you what is the speed, time 10:45 am. Clear? Suppose तुम बरहमपुर टू भुवनेश्वर बाहर, क्लियर, बरहमपुर टू भुवनेश्वर जावाई तुम के टाइम लगे 1 hour, सपोज 1 hour टाइम, मीन्स आई एम राइटिंग हियर this point A to point B, it will take 1 hour. Suppose this is initial time 10:00 am, this is final time suppose 11:00 am. 10টার বাহারল 11টারে পৌঁছল, বুঝলে না? তা ভিতরে যাহা বি স্পিড আছে, দিস ইজ নোন আজ আভরেজ স্পিড। সপোজ হিয়ার আভরেজ স্পিড 50 কিলোমিটার पर সেকেন্ড। तुम फ्रेंड तुमको कॉल कले केते टाइम रे, व्हेन टाइम सपोज दैट इज 10:45 am, दिस पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट ऑफ टाइम तुम टाइम देखो टाइम है ना, टाइम रे 10:45 टाइम है, से 10:45 टाइम रे मन तुम बाइक रे जाओ, से बाइक रे स्पीडोमीटर जहाँ भी स्पीड थी पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट ऑफ टाइम रे, सपोज से तुम बाइक जो स्पीडोमीटर लगी से स्पीडोमीटर स्पीड अच्छी सपोज दैट इज 50 और सपोज दैट इज 70 किलोमीटर पर आवर सपोज, देन दैट स्पीड इज नोन एज instantaneous speed. Why? Because this speed at a particular instant of time. So speedometer in vehicle, speedometer in vehicle measure the instantaneous speed. Clear? मन तुम गोटे बाइक रे चलुच, टाइम बर्तमान टाइम बाइक रे चले, तुम सांग फोन कला बाइक गाड़ी स्पीड केते अच्छी, से पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट रे जहाँ भी स्पीड थी बाइक जहाँ भी स्पीडोमीटर कहे ताकू, जो मीटर लगे स्पीडोमीटर के देखा, सपोज से स्पीडोमीटर अच्छी बर्तमान 70 किलोमीटर पर आवर, एंड दैट इज नोन एज instantaneous speed. So what is average speed? average speed means it is the average distance, means this distance to this distance. Suppose this distance is your like that is 50 kilometer, and it will take time, total time suppose here 1 hour. So this is known as average speed. This is known as average speed between this distance to this distance. But instantaneous means particular instant of time रे जहाँ भी speed थिबो, that speed is known as instantaneous speed. But average distance से जहाँ भी speed थिबो, average means A point to B point रे केतबले speed 0 होई थाई पारे, केतबले speed 40 भी थाई पारे, sometime it will be 30, 40, 50 or 100, but average speed is 50. Total distance by total time मतलब डिवाइड करा केतो 50, but instantaneously particular instant रे केतो speed अछि, that is known as instantaneous speed. Clear? So these are difference between average speed and instantaneous speed. Clear? Okay, so if we take one example here, suppose given that x equal to that is x equal to given here 2t square plus 3, this is the distance, and we have to find instantaneous speed. So how can we find instantaneous speed in this case? So in this case instantaneous speed equal to v instant, formula that is dx upon dt, differentiation of x with respect to time. So d by dt of what is x, that is 2t square plus 3. Now differentiate this relation, that is 2t square by here dt plus here 3 or d3 divided by dt. The differentiation of constant quantity is equal to 0. Then we can write here 2 is constant, so we can take that is dt square by dt plus 0, and here we can write that is 2 into dt square and t square, what is 2 into x to the power n plus 1, that is 2 minus 1. Clear? And 2 to the 4 t. This is answer. This is known as the instantaneous. Clear? But here if you want to find average, this is instantaneous time, or question में ask find time t equal to 2 seconds. This is known as instantaneous time. So in this case we have to use v 2 second means 4 into here time 2 second at a particular instant, that is 8 meter per second. If question asks time t1 equal to 0 to here t2 equal to 2 second, so at this case you have to find average speed. This is 2 time interval, but this is initial at a particular instant. So in this case we have to find v average equal to, that is delta x by delta t, means here you can write x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t1. So what is x2? So when first we have to find x1, when time t1 equal to 0, at that time we have to find x1. x1 equal to is here, that is 2t square plus 3 equal 2 into t square. What is t? T is here 0, so 2 into 0 plus 3, then x1 equal to 3. Clear? Similarly when t2 equal to how much 2, then at that time x2 equal to we can write x2, so 2 into we have to write t, that is 2 second, so 2 square plus here 3, that is 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, so 8 plus 3 which is equal to 11 meter. Clear? So average speed can be write here, this is general formula, average speed equal to x2 minus x1, x2 is here 11, so 11 minus x1 is here 3, 11 minus 3, t2 minus t1, t2 2 and t1 0, so 2 minus 1 equal to 11 minus 3, how much? It is 11 minus 3 which is equal to 8 divided by 2 minus 1 which is equal to how much? That is 1, and that is 8 meter per second. Clear? This is known as average speed formula. So in this way, by using this relation you can calculate average speed and instantaneous speed of a particle. Clear? Thank you all.